Hello on this beautiful Wednesday. We're having some overcast skies here in the Portland area, but overall it's been gorgeous and definitely feels like spring is on the way. So if you're watching this, I applaud you for hanging in there. We're about midway through all of the Lenten season. And it takes a lot to be willing to look at our spiritual journey from other perspectives in our lives and figure out where we are and where we've been and how different things that have happened to us in our life have really affected the way we look at our spiritual walk and affected our relationship with God, and how so many outside influences can have an effect even when we didn't really think they would. So today we're going to look a little bit at this idea of Jesus raising up the cause of love, because that's what he did. He was unafraid to speak with people who were different, people who were others in society thought were unclean or perhaps less fortunate. He showed love to those who needed it, and often in the face of a lot of people going, "What are you doing?" So let's take a look at the ways we raise up the causes of love and the ways that we don't, and how each one of those things has affected us and affected our relationship with God. So I invite you to just we're going to go into a bit of contemplative time right now, and then we'll come out of, I'll give you opportunities to come out and write for periods of time like we've been doing the last few weeks, and then go back into meditation. And if at any time you finished writing before I bring you back to do the meditation, just slip right back into it and continue reflecting. Sometimes it's a multi-layer process. As we sit with a question, we have things that immediately come up, and then we sit with it a little longer, and then things we didn't even know were there come up. So let's take some time together this morning. So I invite you to close your eyes or lower them, whatever's more comfortable for you. Sit with your back straight, arms and legs uncrossed. And let's take 3 deep breaths together, knowing that the universe started with a void and we're going to start from empty. And taking a big breath in, pausing at the top of the breath and letting it out with a sigh. And again. And one more time. Allow your breath to return to its own natural rhythm. Notice any areas in your body where you may be feeling some tension. I invite you to bring some awareness to those places by maybe rubbing them. For me, it's my shoulders right now. Maybe it's just patting, tapping, whatever works for you, just to bring some awareness to any areas in your body where you may be feeling some tension. So sometimes I know I carry it in my heart, I carry it in my shoulders, carry it in my belly, and sometimes in my lower back. So just bringing some presence and extra attention to those places in our bodies. Sometimes it's my feet, my big toe, my little toe. So just bring some presence to those areas of your body, loving them, accepting them for however they're showing up in this moment. However they're showing up in this moment. I invite you to find your place where you feel comfortable and safe in your mind's eye. Whether it's a place in your house, whether it's a place in nature, whether it's on the beach, in the mountains. I invite you to find that place for you where you feel completely safe to delve into some of the questions that will be asked. This place to do the writing from, and take a look around and engage all of your senses. What do you see around you? What do you hear? Do you hear water? Babbling brook, a waterfall, the wind rustling through the leaves and the trees, the pounding of the surf. What is it you hear? And then I invite you to, are there any particular smells? Are you feeling anything as far as any sensations, like cold or hot, or the feeling of the wind against your skin? Just notice. Just notice. And if there's any distractions around you or any noises around you, I invite you just to allow them to fade away and bring you even more deeply into this time of meditation, this time of contemplation. So Jesus, as I said before, was someone who raised up the cause of love. He didn't let rules keep him from showing love to those who needed it. He befriended others, people that others would think were unclean or unlovable. He stood up for the less fortunate. I remember a time when my daughter and her friends and I were all at a restaurant, and one of the other friends was no longer part of their group, and it was clear she was having dinner with her family, how painful that was for her. And my daughter got up and went and talked to her and was kind to her. When she came back, some of her friends were actually angry. And, because they felt like there were reasons she was no longer part of their group. And it cost my daughter some to do that. And it was an opportunity for her to stand up and to raise up the cause of love and to say, no one gets to choose my friends. I can care about you and I can care about her. And the reason I share that story is I'd like you to think, in your life, have there been any times where being a friend to someone that others thought less of cost you friendships or created conflict in your life? Where being a friend to someone that others thought less of or others felt were not part of your group, that cost you friendships or caused conflict for you. So give some thought to that, and as you're ready, I invite you to go ahead and journal a bit. I'll bring you back in about 3 minutes. got just about another minute. So close your eyes, come back. And I'd like you to think about, when have you raised up the banner and cause of love? So when have you raised up the banner and the cause of love, and when have you not acted in love? Both. So we're going to look at both sides of this. When have you raised up the cause of love, and when have you not acted in love? And I invite you to go deep with this. I invite you to go to that part where it may feel a little uncomfortable. I know it felt immediately uncomfortable for me in my heart when I even thought about, when have I not acted in love? And I invite you to just have compassion for yourself and to think about the different times in your life, both when you acted in love and actually raised up the cause of love, and when you did not act in love. And I'm going to come back and get you in about 5 to 8 minutes. If you can't think of much, I invite you just to slip back into meditation and just continue to contemplate the ways in which you've been loving and in the ways in which you have not. You have just about another minute to finish up your thought, as I'm doing the same. So take a moment and take a look at the list of what you wrote. Look at all of the ways in which you acted in love and all the ways in which you didn't. And I'm going to ask you the hard question. How did these experiences affect your spirituality and affect your relationship with God? Did they bring you closer to God, farther away from God, cause a rift for a while? Actually, go back and read everything that you wrote so far today. The experiences where maybe you stood up for love and it cost you friendships. the experiences of where you acted in love, the experiences in which you didn't, and what effect did that have on your relationship with God, on your spirituality, on whether or not you attended church, you stopped attending church? What effect did it really have on that real primary relationship with your Creator? So let's take a few moments and reflect on that. And as your things come to you, this one, you'll slip in and out of writing a few things down, going back in and contemplating, coming out, writing a few things down, going back in and contemplating. And I'll give you about 5 minutes to do that. So I'm going to give you just about another minute to finish up your thought, knowing that you can come back to this if you need more time. I invite you to lay your pen, paper aside, knowing that if you have more you need to write, you can come back to it at any time. And reflect for a moment on the ways in which you can, like Jesus, raise up the cause of love. And how would that shift or change your relationship with God, raising up the cause of love? How would that shift or change your relationship with God? I ask you to go ahead and just be with that question the rest of the week. That as I raise up the cause of love the way Jesus did, how would that shift or change my relationship with God and with others? And when you're ready, come back to this moment, wiggle your fingers and toes, and open your eyes. Thank you so much for taking this time and for joining me today and taking this time to continue to delve deeper and in different ways of looking at your relationship with God during this Lenten season as we all explore together what are we up to. So have a wonderful week. Blessings to you.